What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, June 23rd, 2019. Bitcoin to $100,000. There's a ton of videos about it. I did a video around a month ago talking about $90,000. I want to kind of talk about it again, but with a little more context surrounding, this long-term trajectory. I did this chart back in December. It really goes over a technical analysis perspective of this long-term trend of $100,000. I'll post a link. You can read it if you have some time and you'd like to kind of see what's going on. But let's jump into the charts and get a sense of that $100,000 area, because it's coming. For Bitcoin, I truly believe it's coming. There's always risk that Bitcoin fails, so this is not financial advice, but I'm long-term invested in Bitcoin because I believe in the chart that you see on the screen, and along the way, Bitcoin will reach 90,000, 100,000 and beyond, in my opinion. But let's talk about what's going on here on the chart. First off, the $90,000 that I plotted here on this chart is charted as May 2021. Now, that's a ways away, right? But I want to just offer this out to you and say, time frame wise, this chart can really kind of do whatever it wants to do. Right, and you can already see, when I put this arrow here starting from end of summer, this is when I was kind of anticipating Bitcoin making a strong move like it's making now. So we're already months ahead of that, and it's happening already, right? So in terms of timeline, it's impossible to chart perfect timeline and speed and trajectory of Bitcoin, but this long-term chart that you see with these upper trend line and lower trend lines is extremely accurate, in my opinion, thus far. When that breaks, then we can stop using this chart. But we have a huge foundation, a very solid foundation based on historical data of Bitcoin, swing highs, swing lows. These yellow lines you see going across the screen are Fibonacci retracements on the long term. Extremely relevant and helpful in predicting, or at least anticipating, this long-term trend of Bitcoin. You can read more about the Fibonacci retracement, these yellow lines, in the description of this chart. The link is in the description of this video if you want to read about it. But these yellow lines are very key in terms of finding that bottom range of Bitcoin. So $90,000 could happen way sooner than 2021. Just throwing that out there. But what is happening right now in terms of Bitcoin getting there? And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video. Date range wise, from this next halving, 2020 halving, you see on the screen, it's this line going up and down the screen. We are 11 months away from that happening, right? Now, what I want to do is I want to align that up with previous halvings. Where were we 11 months prior to those halvings? So 11 months prior to this 2016 halving, we were still in the bottom of that bear market, in that bottom range, getting ready to come out, but we weren't out yet. And then going back even to the 2012 halving, where was Bitcoin? Bitcoin, 11 months prior, just coming out of a huge swing low. And I mean a huge swing low. From swing high to swing low, we're talking, and that's not the right one. Price range wise, 93%. So does that sound familiar? Swing high to swing low, 93%. We had swing high to swing low back here, 87%. We had the most previous swing high to swing low right here, 84 or 85% or so. So we're getting these huge moves, but the thing that's different right now is the pace at which Bitcoin right now is moving out of that swing low. Bitcoin doing it quicker than it has before. Bitcoin diverging from its long-term pattern leading up to halving. So is there a certain amount of, Bitcoin, looking back on the charts, has always had these huge, volatile, powerful swing highs. But right now, is Bitcoin getting ready to make one of the most powerful swing highs that it's made? And that's a really important question. I think it's a relevant question because right now Bitcoin is already up, right, from swing low 4 or 5 months ago, 240% or so. So Bitcoin's doing something it hasn't done in the past, and it gives us hints into how quick we might reach that $90,000, $100,000 Bitcoin that we see on the screen. What will be interesting is to see, in terms of this chart, what happens when we get up into this upper trend line area in that $90,000, $100,000 range, right? So for context, if you're like, are those numbers possible? I want to throw this out there. $50,000 Bitcoin right here. You see I have it charted here. This is on the way up to $100,000, obviously. $700 billion market cap. $700 billion market cap, everyone. That's a market cap less than a company like Apple, right? And that's in regards to a $14 million circulating Bitcoin, or I'm sorry, 14 million circulating Bitcoin, taking into consideration 4 million lost Bitcoin. So I'm trying to get the numbers pretty accurate so that we can really identify what the market cap would be at a $50,000 Bitcoin. Extremely, extremely realistic. That's why so many are just like, a $50,000 Bitcoin at this point can happen so quick. It's so realistic, and that's why, because it's not even at that $1 trillion market cap area. And then continuing on, as we're looking forward into the future of the potential for Bitcoin, right? And I have charted here a $250,000 Bitcoin. This starts giving you context into really how realistic $100,000 is, because we start talking about a $250,000 Bitcoin. Charted here is 2024. Could be sooner, could be later. I'm not telling you a time frame. It's just charted here, and we're talking that's a $3.75 trillion market cap, taking into consideration around 15 million Bitcoin in circulation, and essentially that's around 1/2 of the market cap of gold. Gold, obviously, we have at this different level around $500,000 Bitcoin would basically equate to the market cap of gold, $8 trillion. Those are things that lie in the future of this technology. We're just getting started, but a stepping stone to those numbers is a very realistic $90,000, $100,000. And I just wanted to kind of give you a nice, clear overview of these numbers in a quick manner. I really wanted to make this video quick. I know we can sit here all day and break down this chart, but I thought I could offer some really good context into these numbers, how realistic they are, and how they play out in the charts in a really beautiful way, because this chart is beautiful. I definitely encourage you to read the description I have of this chart. I think it'll be helpful to understand a little bit more from a technical analysis perspective, at least, what's going on here and why Bitcoin is making these swing highs to swing lows. So let me know your thoughts below. I would like to know, when do you think Bitcoin will reach $100,000? Post a year in the description below. I would love to hear from you. If you're here and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day, and God bless.